Hey my darlings, welcome to part 2 of my playthroughs of 6.25. It was right around here. Boop boop! My ship-master duplication facility is prone to occasional glitch. I should probably have looked at.
I wonder what other nefarious abilities the so-called amicable alien is hiding. I spy with my little eye no dashingly defective gentleman.
You can't have made it that far on foot. Why don't we try searching the immediate area? Scan the horizon, that kind of thing.
Then I suggest we split up so we can cover more ground. Nashu, Elita, and I will investigate the northwest.
Right. I'll take these other two and head northeast.
Splitting the party again? And you're leaving me with the aliens?
Oh, relax, Bright Eyes. We'll have a nice chat and I can disabuse you of all those strange conspiracy notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here.
Let us be on our way as well, with Elita in the van, if you please. Being on the moon reminds me of that time I was blasted all the way to Dalamod. I do believe that was a personal best in terms of distance flung.
When you're up in the sky, our world's a pizza pie. Oh, so pretty.
Behold, the sublime vista! 'Tis as if the moon herself is beneath our feet.
Oh, look down there. They have their very own hot spring.
My dear Nashu, what you're observing is no hot spring, but a natural reservoir of cerulean. With such a rich resource to hand, it is no wonder they can afford these palatable residences.
I'm glad you're here to educate me, Inspector. I was about to take a quick soak.
Something off about you, Hildy. You're more knowledgeable than usual.
Oh, look down there. They have their very own hot spring.
My dear Nashu, what you're observing is no hot spring, but a national resource cerulean. With such rich resources at hand, no wonder they can afford these palatable residences.
Alright. If I just talk to her, she just goes on her dialogue. If I talk to him first, he goes on his dialogue and then she does hers. That's what confused me. A goldsmithing hammer is lodged in the thinker's carcass. It appears to be dealt a single swift killing blow. Core, the bugs grow up big here, don't they?
This hammer, surely it cannot be. Nay, it does not bear thinking about.
Is that
Godbert? Come along, nothing to see here. What a dazzling display of stars.
Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen a night sky so clearly.
Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been here. How much longer do you think till dawnbreak, do you think?
Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen sight so clearly. It is pretty though. Aha. Another goldsmithing hammer, another killing blow that bespeaks unparalleled strength. Oh, it looks like he's shot me. The hammer stuck in his head spoils the effect, though.
He cannot be here. Why would he be here?
That's a goldsmithing tool, isn't it? It does look awfully familiar.
Yet completely unrelated to our case. Moving on, people, moving on.
It's Godbert. I know it's Godbert. It's gonna be Godbert. I'll be surprised if it's not Godbert. When you're up in the sky, our world's a pizza pie, oh so pretty. Yeah, there's fancy footprints somewhere here. Not that I can see them. A set of gentlemanly tracks lead to the northwest.
Aha! In the sand, in the snow, or in a half-ilm of moon dust, I'd recognize those fancy footprints anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive impostor must be up ahead. I sense a gentlemanly presence. He is close, very close. No clones in the northeastern quadrant. That we could see.
That's clever. Mr. Poo Poo can scout for us from the air.
Aha! I found me! Why? Why did I flee?
He seems sad, downcast, very uninspector-like.
A flawed creation, to be sure. Such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true Mandeville man. Praise thou for his patience. 'Twould seem my beloved Hildy has been awoken from his unnatural slumber. Abandoning my gentleman comrades to save myself, my pride in worse tatters than my maltreated wardrobe. My fatherly love denied? Unthinkable, unless that is not my son. Another one of me survived? I'll not turn tail and run this time, no sir. Hildebrand to the rescue! Round and around as fast as I can. I can't slow down, I'm a mandible man. Oh, this is so cute. Now I know I'm dreaming. That can't possibly be real.
That was a little something we were preparing to welcome the people of Aetheris. I almost forgot it was still there. The barrage seems to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Please be sure to pick up your litter before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know.
Oh ho! Hildebrand Helier Maximilian Mandeville, how glad I am to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy.
I only stand before you now thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my bedside, and to Elita, who ferried my soul back from across the rift.
My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. To you, Master Poopoo, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. If there is aught I can do to help effect repairs, you have only to ask.
Poo-poo, my vessel experienced a temporary malfunction, but there was no major structural damage.
It brings me relief and joy to hear it. Might I have a word, Elita? I had actually come to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thal's good graces my quest has been successful. The ore, however, is but the first step of a longer saga. Meet me back at Razasan, and I will explain the role I wish you to play.
Yes, I think it's best we make the journey, starwards.
We'll not find Master Poopoo's friend from up here, unless someone packed an extremely efficacious spyglass. Anybody? No? Then home it is.
For years I've chased after the supernatural and the inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in such a short span of time, my mind still reels from the implications. Yet I must keep my gaze focused on the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. Now begins the hard work of compiling my notes into a structured account of events. There's so much to say, I may need to stretch this over several articles. Ah, how lovely to be back in the star of my birth. Father did not tarry to chat, but said something about returning here with a trusted employee.
Well, we've no time for further familiar pleasantries. Nashu and I must devote all our mental energies to the case of the silent correspondent. My keen inspector sense compels me to begin our search. In that direction! Make haste, my companions, for justice waits for no man, not even one who is little and blue.
Inspector, wait! Can't justice make an exception for me?
His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Elita, forgive me. I seem to have been laboring under a misconception. After spending some time with the Xeno bunnies, it has become clear to me that they have not the slightest intention of invading our star. They are no threat to us. But he is. You know of whom I speak. That devious Master Poo-Poo and his diabolical devices devised solely for world domination. I shall have to investigate him further to learn the intricacies of his plans, but I may require your aid, not to mention your interpretation. I'll even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me on my quest for the truth. Elita, my apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. The recreation of the historically significant and astronomically magnificent Mandible weapons. They were the designs of a distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the manual containing the secrets of their construction survived, a precious heirloom passed down through generations of Mandibles.
Why the sudden passion for weapon smithing?
Tis true that as a goldsmith I have had little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project and why now? You may very well ask, and I shall very well tell you. The tale begins not so long ago. I was here in Raz's hand to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter in question was an acquisition proposal. Alas, the talk soured, so I made preparations to depart. It was then that the sky burst into flame. You know all too well what horrors followed. I did my best to defend the city from the beasts which spawned, yet I could not save them all. Saved far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me, day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish this evil at its source. You forged on in the face of deepest despair, and it gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Godbert Mandeville do to safeguard the people of this star? Thus did I realize that I had both the knowledge and the skill to forge the greatest of weapons, that I might empower others to protect themselves and their fellow man. So I began going down the list, acquiring the necessary materials with single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest mandarium ore, a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring impact sites consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. Then, when none was to be found on Hydaelyn, I set my sights on the moon, where I at last obtained a sizable sample. Now I say at last, but the list of materials goes on. If I'm to collect the rest in a timely fashion, I must employ the help of a comrade of quality. When you can spare a moment from adventuring or aiding my dear son in his inspecting, pray drop a word in the ear of my manservant here. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the recreation of a Mandible weapon forthwith.
I wanted to speak to Manchu. See, I told you I recognized those hammers. A good inspector never forgets a tool. Poo-poo, you needn't worry about the clones returning to plague you. The vaporization ray disassembles matter on a molecular level. There. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Razatan, that smile. Sound the alarm! A prisoner is escaping! It's all around about us world, when the truth lies the weird and absurd. His beloved son is second to none, our agent of inquiry, the Grand Manderville. Definitely not an alien clone. See you, Inspector. Our time on the moon truly opened my eyes, Elita, and I mean to keep them open. I know not what Master Poo-Poo is planning, but it falls to me and you to find out. Please note that one can make it manifold, receive a manifold weapon for light range. Mistress Draconia, how wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Mandeville's weaponsmithing endeavour is highly appreciated. Regarding said endeavour, we followed a corner of the high crucible in which to base our crafting station. If you would be so kind as to follow me. It's a new aetherite. Is that right? Never went there? Did I not attune to the aetherites here?
We've been using this apparatus since, why, I can't even recall. It's been so long. And it should last a great many moons before the repairs were made to it. Now that it's safe outside the city again, we can finally go foraging for ingredients. I forgot how invigorating it is to get out in the fields with my colleagues.
Hey, I know you! Gods, is that you, Elita? It's so good to see you again. Oh yes, my mother and I had it out after I returned. She believed studying sorcery was a waste of my talents, until I explained everything I learned during my time abroad. I now have her full support. I couldn't have done it if not for you and Lady Ameliance. I'm now working here at the High Crucible as an apprentice alchemist. It hasn't been easy, but I know it will have been worth it when I fulfilled my promise and made my dream a reality.
Our humble base of operations. You will no doubt be coming back and forth many times in the days ahead, so I strongly suggest that you attune to the city Ethernet, if you've not done so already. Otherwise, I trust you're all set to proceed. One moment whilst I inform Lord Mandeville of your arrival. Oh ho, welcome Elita, welcome with your Star Wars assistants added to the mix. I have every confidence that this adventure in forging will be a complete success. And so let us begin with a detailed exposition on the history of Mandeville weaponry. First of all, when I say Mandeville weaponry, what I refer to is the series of masterpieces created by the legendary artisan Godbrand Mandeville, the first lord of House Mandeville. Made with mystical mandarinium, these purportedly peerless armaments are perhaps our most prized treasures, or at least they were, until someone misplaced them. Terrible housekeeping, that. Fortunately, the time-worn manual in which Godbrand penned his secrets is both intact and still within our possession. Thus, with that precious family heirloom in hand, and a ready supply of purest ore, I intend to recreate what was lost. The work, however, cannot proceed without a few more key ingredients. I should like to call upon you to procure said materials, as well as provide a seasoned adventurer's perspective on the fruits of our labour. Excellent. I knew I could count on you. As a goldsmith, crafting weaponry is akin to venturing into unknown territory, and I would place my trust only in the most proficient guides. Speaking of which, may I introduce one of the very best in the business? Come on over, my friend. Ah, bloody hells, I had a feeling you were the adventurer his lordship mentioned I was helping out. Like a fly on shite when you catch a whiff of shiny new weapons, ain't you? Ah.
Come on, this'll be fun.
Oh aye, like a barrel full of plague-ridden piazzas. Look at this gill-addled dandy I'm forced to hammer for. I'd rather drag me stones across hot coals than forge yet another ritual bastard's trinkets. Is that the way of it then? I contacted Rowena hoping to employ the talents of Eorzea's finest smith. But as you clearly have no interest in providing me with your services, I shall hire another artisan. We can put this talk of stones and coals behind us. Wait. You got me all wrong, your lordship. That was just a bit of smitty humour to lighten the mood. I would be honoured to work on your mandible weapon. Huh. So here's the thing. I already spent the coin this job will bring me on some fancy bottles of Thavnavian liquor. I can't afford not to do it. So that means we're back in business, yes? Marvellous. Aye, it's bloody splendid it is. Your crew is all in present accounted for, so let's get smithing. There is naught I'd like to do more. Presently, however, there are 3 conundrums which stand between us and making any mandible armament a reality. The first of these is devising a method for working the mandarinium. From what I've been able to decipher from the manual, the process is quite demanding. You just leave that to old girl. I've yet to meet a metal I can't beat into shape. Oh ho! Then I shall cede that chore to your artisanal ingenuity. The second is the crafting of ornamentation which will amplify the weapon's etheric intensity. If it's a sturdy blade you need, then I'm your man, but fiddly bits of decoration are not me smithing warehouse. And it is fortunate that fiddling with bits is most assuredly in mine. Though it shall no doubt be a challenge, creating suitably exquisite adornments is a task well suited to me and my goldsmithing hammer. As for the third and final problem, wanting for resolution, we require a vial of Exelmandival. If one has access to an industrial-sized alchemical furnace, it should be possible to extract the superlative mineral oil from mandarinium-rich meteorites. Assuming I've understood what I heard of the process, this Examlarwatsa oil is the key to maximizing ethereal conductivity. And thanks to the good graces of the High Crucible, we have the extraction apparatus we require right here. All that remains is to collect 3 or so godly chunks of mandarinium meteorite. That'll be your charge, Elita. Right. Then I will see about preparing materials for my share of the workload. And I'll start stroking the flames. Sounds like we need them nice and hot. Rowena asked me to tell you something. Seems like one of her lackeys is also bloody conveniently set up shop over by the Aetherite, and just might have the meteorite trunks we need. Lass by the name of Jubruna, I think it was, could save you some searching. But she sure as shite ain't giving out sky rocks for free. Jubruna in the Aetherite Plaza. I expect she's got the meteorite trunks you need, but like I said, they won't come cheap. There we go.
You must be the famous Elita. Mrs. Rowena said to expect you, and to assist with any procurement requests. Mandarinium meteorite? Why yes, we happen to have cornered the market on that particular asset. Only so many of them fall from the sky, you see, and collectors offer top kill for such rarities. In your case, however, I've been instructed to request payment for an alternative currency. Say it with me now. Elegant tombstones. The going rate is 500 elegant tombstones of astronomy for 1 chunk of Mandarinium meteorite. I'll be here whenever you're ready to make the trade. Okay, so I need another 500. Damn it. Okay. I guess I am going to have to farm a little bit to get what I need. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So I got them from this one. I got 50 per PvP thing. I have to just do some dungeons to get around. Okay, gonna have to stop there for now and farm some tomes to continue this. Bye for now.